Hello, thank you for joining me. I have another read for you today. The Jimmy Jam Oracle. We're going to do something a little different. For Foodie Beauty, her read today. We're going to do the Celtic Cross, which I just did one for Amber. And now it's time for Foodie. So Chantal is back home. She's back in Kuwait. Thank goodness. Bangkok era was getting a little troublesome. Alright. Seems to be in a positive mood. She's starting up looks like starting back in calorie counting. She says she's going to get her health in order, but we know how that usually ends up. Another lady stuck in her cycles. But let's do a Celtic Cross reading. It's a little bit more in-depth. So we ask the spirits, the energies in the room, who are here to guide my hand today, this reading. We ask them if, to help us with this Celtic Cross. Is there anything we need to know? Anything that needs to be said? Any insight into Foodie Beauty's, Chantal's life? Alright, so the first card is the, almost lost one. First card is the questioner card. It's the card that's supposed to represent the questioner themselves or the immediate circumstance in which the questioner currently lives. Here we go. Number one. We have the Ace of Swords, and it is reversed. There we go. It says, the abuse of power can lead to discontent. Throwing up obstacles in another's path will only cause you embarrassment. Re-examine your motives. The abuse of power. So this is a card that represents Foodie. The abuse of power might be in her, my guess would be in her relationship with Salah. Because there's a lot of speculation that, Foodie is the breadwinner in the relationship. Like, she's making all the money, and any money that they spend, it's her money. And that's the only, abuse of power, I think, that could represent Foodie. I don't really see her having any other source of power in her life. Maybe the content on her channel. Maybe that's what it has something to do with. Like, the abuse being her just putting out, awful content and then expecting people to just, love it. I don't know. It does say throwing up obstacles in another path will only cause you embarrassment. And then it says re-examine your motives. So, it's interesting because I'm not 100% sure how to apply that to Foodie. I don't know. Let's continue to read and maybe I'll help us get some clarity. So the second card is, I believe it's an obstacle card. Immediate influences. So this card illustrates obstacles or influence laying just ahead. So this is a card or a situation that is crossing the questioner. The questioner being Chantal. The Wheel of Fortune. All right, the Wheel of Fortune is number 10. Here we go. Says fortune, power, movement, and change are all here. The wheel turns, revealing the solidical nature of life. I does say this card can indicate a turn for the better, or receiving one's just reward for past deeds. Now, even Chantal's admitted before that her past deeds have been shady. They haven't been great. She's always on the defensive, though. But just reward for that. So it seems like this is the card of karma, and this is what is crossing Chantal's path, is her own karma. And does mention solidical nature of life. Circles, cycles. Just like the card I pulled for Amber, in this exact position, the obstacle position, was a card of cycles, which is very interesting because, like I just said at the beginning of the video, these girls are stuck on their cycles. So they could be the obstacle from Chantal. It could be her own karma, or it'd be her own cycle. But if I had to guess, I would say karma. That's kind of the feeling I get from the card. All right, then we have the goal or destiny card. It also can indicate what the questioner can expect, giving the certain current state of affairs. Ooh, gosh, my reading has not been great today, just so you know. We have Four of Cups, which it would be nice if you could see. There you go. So something about the Four Cups. It is reversed. It says, re-emerging into the world, new possibilities and ideas abound. Perhaps you've adopted a new look. Oh, that's Chantal 100%. The new look. Her, past deeds coming to haunt you, and then, like, the new look. Of course, the new look being the Muslim religious part, wearing the hijab, trying to be, this modest woman. And if you know Chantal from the past, she's anything but, or at least she was anything but. But yeah, that's obvious. That is 100% Chantal's goal, is for people to just completely forget who she was before and just to accept, like, this new look that she has, this new person that she believes she is or can be. All right, we've had a shaky start, but I think we're hitting the ground now. So we have distant past foundations. And this card is supposed to be, it's the past card, the past influence. So it'd be something really far into the past. So it could be Chantal's childhood, it could be something that happened years ago, but this is supposed to be a card that represents something that happened in her past that influences this situation right now. And we have the Ace of Rods, which is also reversed. Oh, found it. Says, although there's energy, the goal isn't defined and efforts are wasted. Don't be surprised if plans don't work out. This is, the goal isn't defined and efforts are wasted. Efforts are wasted. This could be a past relationship that was wasted. I'm trying to think of his name, but Chantal's ex, let's say Natter. He, I think this would be, because she really was trying to make that relationship work. She really thought she loved him. Even with, like, BB, I think she was trying to make that work. And it goes into efforts are wasted. So, like, she put in all this time, this effort, this energy, money into these relationships, and I think ultimately she felt like she got nothing in return. So a wasted effort. And by getting nothing in return, she didn't get marriage. She didn't get commitment. And to be fair, like, she didn't 100% commit herself in a lot of these relationships either, but now says goal isn't defined, because she said to herself, just pretend to love me, just pretend to love me. And so, like, the goal not being defined is, like, I think that infidelity, the fidelity isn't defined. They don't have to be true to her or anything like that. They just have to, like, fake love her. So I really think that's a good representation of, like, and then again, this era, the one I'm talking about, is exactly the era she wants to, like, rebrand from. So that would definitely have a direct influence on what's going on over here. Ooh, talking a lot today. Okay, so then we have 5, which is recent past events. So this is something that's happened more recently, but in the past. We have the Ace of Cups. We get a lot of aces in her read today, which I have no idea what that means. But it's interesting, and it is reversed. Oh, and all the aces are reversed as well. Huh. So we have a false start or an unfulfilling relationship. Oh no, it says take off the rose-colored glasses and see things as they are. Well, this could be representation of the current relationship. So this is a past relationship, current relationship. It says it could be a false start or an unfulfilling relationship. So the false start could have been marriage. Some people don't think that's real. Or unfulfilling relationship. Maybe Chantal isn't getting what she wants from the relationship as much as she thought she was going to. And maybe she thought when she was going to get married that they were just going to be all lovey-dovey and she was just going to live happily ever after. And she hasn't gotten that. So maybe that's the unfulfilling part. I don't know. But there's definitely something up with her current relationship. Then we have the 6th card, which would be nice if I would stay on the page. Oh, future influences. Okay. So this is the near future, and it can also include other people entering into the picture and short-term changes. So what's in her immediate future? We have the 5 of Cups. And is reversed. It says a reunion is at hand. Perhaps an old friend will drop in. The outlook is hopeful. An old friend would drop in. Maybe Pete comes back into the picture. Chantal still says she talks to Pete. But it says a reunion is at hand. The only way she would have a reunion with Pete if she goes back to Canada. And she just said in a recent live stream that or was it a video? She wasn't planning on going to Canada for another year. So maybe something happens with the relationship and she goes back to Canada sooner than she thought she was. I know she was on the fence about going to see her family for the holidays. And maybe she changes her mind. You know, she's not lying, she just changes her mind. But the reunion at hand, it doesn't have to be Pete. It could be her family that she's going to reunite with. But definitely something's up in the future. Okay, so now this card is about the questioner. It says indicates how the questioner feels about the present situation. It may reveal a course of action as well as suggest the role the questioner must play in directing future events. The Knight of Swords, but he's reversed. All right. It says he falls in love at first sight. This man can choose the wrong woman. He is blind to his shortcomings. Uh-oh. What's this person? Yeah, actually, that's probably Chantal 100%. She definitely fell in love with Salah very fast. Well, she seems like her past few relationships that we know of, it seems like she fell in love really fast. And says this person can choose the wrong partner and is blind to shortcomings. Definitely a Chantal card. She's definitely blind to her own cycles and definitely like her love life struggles just because she kind of takes an Amber approach where she just goes head on into anything and everything. Alright. So we have the 8th card, which is environmental factors. It says represents people and outside factors that may affect the income. And it says it also may point to the questioner's relationship to other people. So this is an outside influence to the situation, which I We have a 7 of Swords. Is reversed. So someone near to you is dispensing bad advice. Or could you be the one who talks too much? All right, someone giving bad advice. I'm sorry about the litter. I don't know where it's coming. There we go. So someone is giving bad advice. To be honest with you, it could be Chantal giving herself bad advice. Because it does say, or could you be the one who talks too much? Definitely Chantal. She does have a tendency to tell on herself in small ways, but then and the bad advice. She said she's been on TikTok trying to get diet advice too. That could be the bad advice. Maybe it's that. But be honest with you, because it's above the card that clearly represents, is a good representation of Chantal, I would suspect that she's the one that's giving herself bad advice. And she does have, as French Fried Girl says, she says she's Delulu. She does have a really strong, she can block out, the truth and just have, these really strong delusions. So she could be the one giving herself really awful. It could be Salah giving her bad advice. He is in her chats. We don't know how much of an influence he has on her channel. To be honest with you, I don't really think it's all that much. Let's go for the 9th card. Is Inner Emotion. So it says, what fears trouble the questioner? What does the questioner secretly wish for? The Knight of Cups. I'm sorry, it's the King of Cups. Not the Knight of Cups. What am I thinking? He is reversed. It says, watch out. This man is slippery as a fish. So what fear? I would suspect that's a fear that troubles the questioner. And it says slippery as a fish. I think that's Salah. Especially considering the relationship element this read has. I think Chantal got the earliest flight to Kuwait. Because one live stream, she was like, oh yeah, I'll be traveling in a day or two. And then literally the next live stream she does, she's in her home. In her home in Kuwait. I think when she couldn't get a hold of him, she freaked out and she booked the fastest ticket to get back into Kuwait so she could figure out what he was doing, where, when. So I think this is her ultimate fear, is that he's slippery. He's getting out there, being unfaithful, and that he can't be trusted. That is Chantal's greatest fear right now in this current situation. All right, so then we have my favorite card, the outcome card, the result. Oh, I want to see first. Okay, 2 of Rods. We're getting a lot of 2 of Rods, especially when I do Girl World. So you would think I would remember what it means. I do not. It's reversed, so it says, try not to lose heart or let others hold you back. Keep the faith. Huh. That being a result. Try not to... So it seems lose his heart. Or let others hold you back. I think it would be because this, again, relationship, I always go for the heart. It says try not to lose heart. So I'm thinking the loss of heart, the loss of love, perhaps. Or maybe Chantal just kind of, I don't know, maybe in a way, maybe she just gives up. Whether it's give up the relationship, or maybe she does make a return home and she gives up on Kuwait. But definitely something is going to give in this result. which is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So the result was kind of a letdown, huh? Well, it seems kind of iffy and a Celtic reading like that, but it is what it is. Spirits have given us their answer, and we must take it. We must accept things as they are. All right. So thank you for joining me today. And as a thank you, I'll do a little intuition pull just for you. I really like doing this. I think it's fun. So think really hard about a situation, a question, anything you might have. Think. And I pulled from over here last time. This one. I want this one. Let me see first. Ooh, you have the Knight of Rods. All right, well, let's see the Knight of Rods represent, and then we'll say our goodbye. There we go. It says, fiery, passionate, and ready to take on the world. This is the sign of the explorer. Signifies travel, adventure, and a change of residence. There you go. I hope that helped with whatever you're thinking about now. Maybe you're thinking about moving. Maybe you're thinking about going on vacation. Or the holidays are coming up. Maybe you're thinking about going home. I don't know. Well, thank you for joining me. And we thank the spirits for helping us today. And I thank you. And have a great